Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We're back in Software Incorporated. I hope you're having a great day today. It is currently October 1994. We've got a couple of things that we need to discuss, okay? Before we get into the really important things, because we got a lot to do today. Before we get into really important things, though, I want to share with you the fact that this update, there's an update to a mod, okay? So the Auto Courier mod. Zacharias, sorry I didn't mention you before. Thank you for this. I appreciate this mod. There is an update to this. So before we go into options and Auto Courier was refreshing on the start of the month, right? We saw that. Well, they've just added a new update that allows the tick frequency on this to be per hour as well. And if you are a person who plays with multiple days in a month, well, you have an option as well. So you can go per day, per hour, or per month like this. In our playthrough, these two things are the same thing because 1 day equals 1 month. But if you're playing with multiple days in a month, well, then you have that option as well. So we're going to fire it in one in-game hour instead. And you can read more about this on the mod page and everything like that. But essentially, this is just now going to, look at things on a per hour basis instead, which is nice. Now, I do need to, I think, go in and turn it off for a second, because I'm noticing that it's not like updating my current things that are going on. So I'm going to go through and just take care of those guys, take care of all of the couriers right now. So we're just going to go in and dismiss them all. You are all dismissed, except for the ones that are currently there. I guess they get to stay, I suppose. These two are still there, right? My two baseline couriers are still there. And maybe we'll go in and just have those guys deleted too. We'll just let those guys be dismissed as well. So we'll see how this mod plays now that we've fired everyone, yeah? So let's go in, enable the automatic couriers again. And we're on the just-in-time system there with per hour in the game, okay? Cool. All right. We'll set that and forget it. A couple of things I got to do here first, and then again, we're going to get started on this. We are releasing our True Sight anti-cheat tool first thing next month, okay? I would like, there's supposed to be, anyway, some marketing going on for this thing. I can't do anything like that, but I can start printing now. And so when I start printing, we should see Auto Courier shift into gear. It just dismissed 29, of course, but we should see it shift into gear here. So let's just go ahead and do this. And then True Sight, we're going to go maximum, and I'm going to say I want, let's say, 40,000 copies. I don't think that's going to sell a whole lot, but we're going to go 40,000 copies there, okay? All right, so as we do that, come over here. We should see the printers kick on. Start kicking out these copies here really quick. And then once they kick it out, here, I want to see if it adjusts. So now that there are things on the pallet, I want to see if it adjusts. There it is. So 8 a.m. rolls around, it hires 31 couriers. That's a lot. That's very excessive. But it's based on your printing capacity. It's based on how much you're printing. So in this case, all of my printers are kicking out a lot of copies. So they hired 31, which is way too many in this case. But they're going to come by, they're going to grab these. And then in the next hour, we should see in the next hour, it should just fire them all. And there it is. Now they're fired too. So they come in here, they get their stuff done, and then they leave, and then they're not hired anymore, right? We'll see how that goes. We'll let the Auto Courier do its thing now, yeah? Let's talk about these two rooms on the lower level here. So I've had them marked as meeting rooms. It doesn't seem to bother them. It doesn't seem to stop them from coming in here. So I'm going to assign them to a new team. This is the Adventure 1A team. And now this is their team. I've made 2 new teams for 2 new projects. So this is Adventure 1A and 1B. Now 1B only has 1 employee at the moment. And that's not deliberate. I'm just running out of people I can hire, right? And so I've taken, and I'm going to start throughout the course of this video, we're going to be kind of eliminating the contracts team. Contracts N probably gets renamed. It's going to be just sort of this universal team that helps on the night shifts, but contracts is going to get basically eaten by core. And for 1A, I have mostly hired these guys. That's why there's 0 cohesion. But 1B is going to have more cohesion. They're going to have more cohesion anyway. So 1B has 1 person. This is Remington Harper. Remington Harper has been hired purely based on creativity. There's something about them. They could be good. Okay. Now, they don't have the greatest of skills, but they're okay with design. They can hold their own on that, and that's good. They've got great 2D skills, architecture skills, both very important for games. And if we can get at that one extra system star, that'd be nice too. But really, they're hired here as the lead designer in something. Okay. So that's 1B. It's the only person there. 1A has Adrian Bird. Same kind of deal here, right? His low end is 70 in this range. Specializes in network, audio, and a little bit of hardware, unfortunately, but it's fine. Network and audio will do just fine. Again, hired here because of his creativity. So we're going to get Adrian Bird. And this team here already has Michelle Cruz as their lead. And I went ahead and got someone with really good leadership skills and good automation so that I could do this with project management. But the first project they do is not going to be project managed. It's a whole new IP, and they're going to be making these things as 2D games, but eventually these games need to be 3D games. Just the only problem is they can't do 3D games without Char Engine 2 being updated for 3D. And that brings me to another concern that I'm going to start running into here pretty quickly, and that is that while we have all of our core tools, Waveform, Photoshop, Image Shop, sorry, a little Freudian slip there, Waveform, Image Shop, and Pixel Forge, these three things are being project managed, right? Which means they're going to be constantly updated. But there's a chance that we still won't be able to do the best features and the most advanced technology because we'll be limited by what's available with other tools on the market. Now, we've been solving that problem by making our own anti-piracy, anti-cheat, 2D editor, 3D editor, audio editor, right? But there's still one glaring problem. One big thing that's going to probably limit us, okay? And that's, of course, the operating system. And that's the biggest one to develop. That's the biggest project there is. I don't think there's a bigger thing that you can develop that in this game, right? It's the largest piece of software in Software Incorporated. So this, though, we typically have okay acceptance, but we ran into a few bottlenecks once in a while where, like, Mac OS, for example, was the only operating system that supported 3D. And so it was like, that's the only thing we can develop Char Engine 2 based on. Well, that's what we're doing. So the software here is going to need to be ported to a whole bunch of different operating systems after this. But it's going to be limited in what it can be ported to based on what they support. This supports 3D. If the operating system doesn't, I can't get there. And there's like 4 million users on that operating system. They just flat out won't have access to this because that operating system doesn't support it. So where I'm going with this is, in addition to getting 2 new games started today with 2 new teams, we're also going to be getting a whole new team going and a whole new division, if you will. And I think this is a good room for it. This is going to be the future home of the Char OS team. Now, in addition to getting this room going that way, I have one more thing I want to do here. It's a little bit of a building modification. I think some of you will really appreciate what we're about to do. I'm not going to add a door here. That's not happening yet. I'm not giving into that yet. But what I will be doing is adding windows throughout here. Yeah. Now, at the moment, we have 2 elevators, and I think that's sufficient for now. But as we expand our teams, get more research teams, get more people up here, start using this floor, for example, that's going to change. We're going to need like 4 elevators is what I'm going to want. So I am also going to need to make changes so that the elevators are not on this wall. And that means we're going to be doing a renovation to this room. We're going to be getting this room flipped 180 degrees. I'm going to have these elevators along this wall instead. That requires some tweaking, not a lot, but some tweaking all throughout every floor. Pretty much all I'm going to do is copy this, move up, flip it around, paste, flip it around, paste, flip it around, paste, right? That's what we're going to basically do. But I have to have some prep work before I do that. And I have to eliminate everything in the room before I can paste it in. So there's a little bit of a process to that one. We'll get that going once we have the teams going with different software packages and stuff, okay? So let's start with this first. I believe you guys are the new team. Yeah, you guys are the new Adventure 1A team. And you currently have nothing to do. Let's fix that. Right after I get this marketing contract. Okay, let's fix that. So we're going to go to develop software. We're not using an existing IP. We're making a whole new IP. What's the new IP? Well, let's take a look at our project Bible, written by yours truly, of course, the founder. Obviously, the founder has written us all the laws of our lands. And we have adventure titles here. We have First Future. We have Meadows of Rift. And we have Sailing Stars 2. That's a sequel. We're not going to be bothering with Sailing Stars 2 yet because Sailing Stars 1 doesn't even come out until 2001. So, oh, maybe it does. Oh, no, I'm thinking of Sharpened Sword. Oh, yeah, I'm thinking of Sharpened Sword. Yeah. So we could do Sailing Stars 2. We very well could. We're not going to, though. I'm going to wait primarily to get 3D going. I need a 3D engine that can do this, all right? And Char Engine 2 is actually just now starting its third iteration. I think I might promote this, if nothing else, just to get it to where we can make 3D games. And then we can start designing the next phase of Char Engine in 1996 when we start getting MMO features, okay? So why don't we go ahead and we've already assigned a lead and all this. We're going to hit develop on this now that it's starting iteration 3. And Char Engine 2 is now officially in development. So the next thing we need for this is a title, right? And I think I'm going to use, let's do Meadows of Rift. Is it Meadows of Rift or is it Meadows Rift? Meadows of the Rift. I think we'll drop the. It's cleaner there. Let's just actually do Meadows. Let's do Meadows Rift. We'll drop the of as well. This is, of course, an adventure game. We're going to use an existing framework, but we're going to abandon the Char RPG framework just because I hate that it's called RPG, and this game gives you 0 ways to rename these things. There's just no way to do it. I even talked to modders. There's no way to do it. So it's just, we're just going to abandon it. We're going to leave it at the top of this. It sucks. We'll move on from there. We have the Char Adventure framework, though. The problem is this one is in version 1, and that puts the technology of this thing in like the 1980s. Not good. So I have gone in over here on the bottom right of the screen, and I am updating the Char Adventure framework right now. Just going to take a little bit of time. Let's go ahead and get Waveform committed there too for those upgrades. It's going to take a little bit of time here. I've got every team on this, so you can see that this is core contracts plus 25 others, so that we can begin to make this game as soon as possible. So there, the Char Adventure framework is updated. So now I want to go over. And first, let's take this deal. Hey, you guys still want to buy Pixel Forge? Huh? Pass. So what I want to do is we're going to come over to this and get our music triggered. Another mod that I've submitted a request for. That one I've been told is actually quite easy. And there's actually another modder, I forget his name off the top of my head, who makes a mod called Modern Ink. And he actually has a companion mod with that adds the continuous music functionality that I've been wanting. So, but Modern Ink is not, like, I can't add that right now. I've got to make a new save for that. So, I'm not gonna do that. There's just too many things that change, too many things that are different with that. But I would love to make another playthrough for this with that mod because it overhauls a whole bunch of stuff, especially like post 2000 and beyond. Changes a lot of stuff. And you might think, well, hey, you're not at 2000 yet. You could do that. And you might be right. And I'll look into it. If I can incorporate it in this one without a whole lot of complications, then sure. But I'm worried about how that mod will engage with Madhouse Overhaul and Game Evolution, especially. Because Game Evolution is also altering things a little bit too. So I'm not sure how that works. I'll look into it, but I'm not in a hurry to add another big overhaul. Okay, so Meadows of Rift is what we're looking for here, right? Let's go back over to the develop software screen. And now that we have that framework updated, we should be able to have our technology on this game much higher. Let's take a look. And we have version 2 now. And we see the tech levels on this is 1994. Architecture is still 93, so we're paying 2.4% on the royalties there. But all the others are completely our own. Loving that. Now, we're not going to have access to network or 3D graphic centers with this, primarily because we do not have an engine that supports it. I'm going to go ahead and switch the teams. And this is going to be a project for 1A and our Adventure 1A. Now, we're going to get Adrian Bird as our lead designer here. We're going to really see what he can do. Might have a really good thing on our hands here. We're missing a level 1 architecture programmer. Don't worry, we're going to have that. That's fine. But now, with these two teams selected and stuff, we do have access to some of these things. Yeah. I just don't have the architecture person. So I need to do that. So what I've been thinking of doing, and not thinking, I'm going to do it, is I'm going to start kind of slimming down the contracts team. And this involves like pulling people off of contracts and sticking them in the other team. All right, so 1A, or yeah, 1A has 15 people in it. There's room for 6 more in that room. Or is it 5? It's 5. Yes, we have 20 desks in here. I need to add 1 more desk in here. We can do that. Just going to go like this. I've been thinking about that. And then we'll just kind of do that. And all right, his thing is... Yeah. His thing is off because of this. Somebody told me that this looks like a scam call center. Like my offices look like a scam call center. I'm like, okay, by all means, tell me how you would adjust it to where it is efficient and doesn't look like a scam call center, because I can't fit 20 people in this room unless I use all these cubicles. And if I try it without the cubicles, like put them in nice square tables and stuff, well, then they're all going to complain about the noise and get distracted, and it's not going to be efficient. It's just the way the game is programmed. Anyway, whatever the weaknesses are for 1A. So right now, we don't have a 3-star system developer in here, or designer, right? We don't have a decent architecture person. We need at least a level 2, I think, for what we're doing. Probably be a good idea to get a good 3D person, too. All right, so 1A now has 19 people. I like it. We can go 1 more here. Let's maybe get, this is a 3-star system programmer and a 3D programmer, which eventually will use your skills on that. But for now, off to 1A you go. Okay, so for now, that's that. Now, a core team, we got a couple of people here too. That could be nice as mentors and everything. So maybe we take Moses, who's great with these 2 skills, Nico, which is a great artist, and Callum, also a great programmer. We can take these guys right here. Not all of them, just you, and you. I'm going to move you guys to 1B. And then what I can do is I'm going to hire a bunch of people to join 1B, but I'm exhausting the limits of what I can do for high salary people. So I will do like medium salary people instead. And now we have, some people there to help teach. So we're going to go system 2D, and I believe the only other main one is that I'm really concerned with here is audio. So we have 3-star programmers on system and 2D here, all throughout here. I'm liking that. We're going to go ahead and hire you for 1B. Let's get you for 1B. You can be here too. But the idea here, is that the mentors are going to boost their skills. And we have content package targeting and soundtrack targeting here too. But if we want to add anything like that, we already have mod support as part of the framework. Now it's 3 years. Can I get away with this being only... Can I have this be 2 years if I don't include this one? Yes. We're going to design this for FreeDOS, 2 years. Then we'll just port it after that. Okay. Now the last big thing here that's going to stop me are these 2 tools here. And the thing is, TrueSight's ready to go in like 10 hours. So I could have my own anti-cheat with TrueSight in 10 hours. Then I have to pay the royalties for that. So we're going to choose an anti-piracy tool. And unfortunately, I can't do that either because the tech levels are all too far behind and I want 1994. Now, I could release this early and breach. It might be worth doing. I'm going to go ahead and do this. If I breach the contract, was like $50,000, I think I might just release this early. Because 4 months of additional development time, like having to wait 4 months to start this is not in my interest. And I can have Pearl done now and then have all of this stuff upgraded at the same time as TrueSight, and then we can get them both upgraded. I guess that's going to be the workflow for this. There we go. Okay, so now we can release TrueSight today. So we're going to do that. TrueSight release, go. Yeah. No marketing materials. We know you know Labs Network International, which is a shame because it's hard to talk about TrueSight with no marketing materials. Literally, that was their job, and they didn't do it. Okay. Love to review it, but we just heard of it now. Yeah, they didn't do it. Okay, let's hit OK here. And then, of course, we want to make sure that we're printing that. We are printing TrueSight. Yeah, we did have that. Now, let's go ahead and print Pearl as well. And we're just going to say we want a maximum of like, I don't know, 40,000 copies is fine. Now, we also have this other thing at the bottom, which I'm going to look at in a second. Right now, I'm going to go ahead and release this and breach my contract. And that's fine. Because I want this thing out. So, no marketing materials, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, they forgot to tell us about the product. It's fine. Hit OK. All right, now that I've got these two things on the market, let me come back over here. We'll get this in a second. Come back over here, and I now have TrueSight, which needs to be updated to the latest tech levels. So get that up to 94, por favor. Then Pearl, same thing. Update that. Get it to the latest tech levels as well. Both of those things are now top of the list for everyone. I know if everything's a priority, then nothing is, but just do it, okay? Have both of these things have their tech levels go up. Now, what's this little thing down here? This is an unsupported process. There are two tools that have an unsupported process. Both of these tools have networking functions, and I have not designated when I developed it which of my servers after release those networking systems should be running with. For now, I can always move these later, but I think for now, we're going to put Engine to work. And we're going to have these things be in the Engine server along with Char Engine 2, okay? So we're going to move you to the Engine, which has no main load on it. MCM is like getting overloaded here, so we'll probably have to upgrade that in a second. Here's Pearl. You're going on Engine as well. So both of those things are now featured here. And then Engine, we want to fall back to be Vapor on you. When these are done upgrading, I can then start the design documents for the two games that I'm making. There are some people that told me I should make multiple doors, maybe get things faster for people to pick up. I don't think that's really a bottleneck. I think it's usually the couriers and how many I have that's the bottleneck, and that's solved now. So if I end up with all these pallets and I have tons of couriers, even though the pallets are full, and it's like they can't unload them, then we'll make a splitter and we'll do that, okay? But for now, I don't think that's necessary. I think that's one of those things where it's like, you could do this, but it will have a very small impact on the overall big picture things, you know? Hosting for a cloud app. Yeah, Vapor, go. Pixel Forge IP, not for you. And then distribution. So somebody in the comments told me that I should probably uncheck these because like if any of the customers in the world are buying my stuff through these networks, then I'm giving them a cut. So I don't think my stuff is that desirable that I can be so big-headed as to not put my stuff on other networks. So I think this will backfire, but just to try it out, we'll go ahead and see. So now my products are available exclusively on my own platform. And people have to use my platform if they want my stuff, which was a really good thing when I was like exclusive. Like I was the only 3D editor on the market, right? But if we take a look at the calendar, we can see that in December here, there is another 3D editor coming out of the market now. Wings 3D is in December here. And then 1995, we have this one here, which is coming in with Mesh Lab and Poser. 1995. What I originally missed was that there is one coming in the end of 94. That's Wings 3D. Now what we could do, if we take Coral here, right? So I have, what, $34 million? Coral. So let's just take a quick look at these guys. They are worth $6 million. So what I might be able to do, take a look at their chart. They have 43% of their stock available on the market. It's a relatively ordinary designer here, but if I was to invest, let's take all the money away from Mint Rocket, for example, because they're about to release a 3D editor. That's my wheelhouse. I'm going to buy their stock. That. So I own this much of this company. When they release their product next month, I'm going to take not only the royalties from their sales, but I'm also going to benefit in the appreciation of their stock when they sell that product, right? That's this. And that will be the only other 3D editor on the market. So my goal, right, is I'm going to own 3D. If you do anything with 3D, I get my cut. And so in order to do that, I either need to buy that IP, which is not that valuable to me, or I need to buy the company, which could be valuable to me as they are about to get increased profits and the price of their stock is going to keep going up. So again, if I look at this company, they went public in April 1987. That's quite a long time ago. And they've sold like half their company, and now they've sold it to me, right? Their lead designer is not that great, Winter Collins. So like whatever. But there's one more product I want to make though. I want to get started making though, right? And that's my operating system. I want to have an operating system of my own here. Yeah. Like, so what I wanted was a really good, like solid operating system designer that could create the new Char OS. And then I don't have any bottlenecks. Then I can release games and game engine updates, and I can do all these things with all my own tools, and I never have to worry about, ooh, is there an operating system that supports this? I don't have to worry about that anymore. It'll be my operating system that supports it. I can at least make the product, and then once the product is made and refined, maybe people will come to my operating system, but even if they don't, when a new operating system comes on the market that people do want to use, my product is ready to be ported there immediately. But I want to go through these and just see if I can find somebody who might be willing, like this guy at Microsoft of all places, with an operating system experience, 91% inspiring. If I wanted to poach this guy, he wants the golden handshake. He gets a bonus if their employment is terminated, equal to 5 years' pay. Now, obviously, these guys are very incompatible with my existing teams, but for the operating system, I don't want to pull from my existing teams necessarily. I want to have a really great person to design it and then form the team around them. So they don't need to be compatible with the rest of the building. They're like the suits. They don't need to be compatible with the rest of the building. They just need to be compatible with themselves. That said, yikes. Yeah, singular focus. He's going to be good there. He got the big brain, so that's pretty good. No specialization point limits. He's able to go 11 more points in design. That's kind of nuts. But he wants exclusive lead anyway, so whatever. Yeah, maybe not him. But if I can find somebody that's maybe a bit more reasonable, then I'll look at that. This person's 95%. They've been making 2D editors lately, but they have experience in 3D editors too. Anti-piracy, anti-cheat. What do you want? Oh, I see. I can only click the button once every 2 months. But I didn't try. I didn't try to poach anyone. I just wanted to see what they wanted. I guess hitting the button is poaching, right? Okay. You know what? Maybe our first operating system then is going to be designed in-house with our own people, just to see how it works. Because I do have some designers that have the potential to be visionaries here. Most likely they're inspiring, but so are those guys. So maybe we will do it with this, with our own people. Pearl, 99%, 100%. Okay. With those two things done, come back over to our design document, right? So anti-piracy, we now have Pearl. That's compatible with our tech level. Then we can go with anti-cheat, True Sight, compatible with our tech level. We don't have to pay any of the royalties for that. Very nice. Now it's saying I have to pay 6.9% royalties right now. 2.4 of that is architecture. And then the tech level for 2D is only 1992. I probably should get that fixed. Okay, engine is done. Now let's reselect the engine. And we should see our tech set level is there. Yep. And then audio goes up to 94. Yep. Just like that. So now we should have only 2.4% in royalties, and that is for architecture. And we could actually go to 93. Might as well go to 93 anyway. That gives me interactive film, which is going to boost my story. Ooh, nice. Why not? Yeah, just get him in there. 3 years, that's why. It's going to be 2 years. Now it says 3 years. I can't believe it would be... Like, that's not actually a full year, right? That's just like an approximation. You're kind of like rounding up kind of thing. Because the speed boost is 30.3, comes down to 30.1. It's nothing. I know there's waste, but it hits the story mark. And, you know, it's a little bit longer development time. I think I'm okay with that. I want to see what Adrian can do. So we're getting just under 30% speed boost. And we're going to come in with 1994 tech across the board except for architecture at 93. Okay. Go ahead and develop that. We're a little bit low on programmers. So I'll probably need to add a couple programmers to this team. But that'll be it. Develop that. Oh. Wait. Oh, I reloaded it, right? So I never actually picked the name. Yeah. This one is going to be Meadows Rift. Meadows Rift. Adventure game, right? We'll change the price to, instead of $69.69, as nice as that is, we're going to go with 65. You know what? Let's set the standard at 60. That's good. We're not going to bother with project management yet, because the second version of this is going to be on a whole different engine and everything. So I'm just going to let this be as it is. Develop. We have gotten started on another game, guys. So many games going at once. It's going to be great. Now 1B needs a project too, huh? There's 11 people here. Let me get the people moved around from contracts probably. Fill this team up. I'm thinking about Paula. So she's the leader of contracts team. There's only 3 people left in contracts team now. I basically pulled everybody from contracts into here. So this team's going to start with 21% cohesion because it's mostly people I already had hired. But it's going to be difficult to place you two. So I think what we're going to do with you two is pop you in core just so I can get rid of this team, basically. So everyone's going to go core. Paula's a kind of a question mark for me because she was the leader of this team. She's got okay skills, but she doesn't have the automation skills I would need for project management. She doesn't really have the skill, the base skill that I would want for project management for an operating system team. So I can give her this. I can send her as a leader for CharOS, but I feel like I'm missing out on the ability to get a leader with better skills, more cohesiveness. I don't know, like maybe her skill will go up and I can get her trained because her skills should be climbing, right? So maybe that's good. I think I'll give her a chance, but I feel like I'm dropping an opportunity here to get a better leader that can then build cohesiveness with the team. Because if I put a different leader in place when I go to project management, it may not be as good. But I think we're going to go ahead and just let her be the lead at CharOS as well. So contracts team is kind of gone now. We're just going to eliminate this as a team entirely. So now we have CharOS. They're filled with some pretty good guys. I think having 3-star audio people is probably a good idea. And maybe a 3D programmer as well. So why don't I go in and I hire. I'm going to go with a high salary programmer. This time I'm going to look for... We only have 6 programmers that are a great system right now. 2D is 6. But I think 3D and audio is just it's a gap, right? I want to make sure I fill that gap. So let's go 3D audio like this. And then let's get this person that walks to work as well. CharOS is done now, I think. So let me go over to the employees. Paula's still the leader of this. And I think that's okay. Aria Hall has some education I could give her as well. We could go right here. Get that 3-star on the system because you're on the OS team now. And then, so now what we want to do is go to HR management of this team, redirect her to do something else here. So let's go 140 as the max salary for the team. We're going to have people's primary role be at least 45% competency. Secondary can be, let's say 15%. We'll go 40 and 15. Education, all the way to 3, please. We'll do 3 people at a time. And for specializations, I'm looking for her to improve her automation skill. Everybody should be developing their system skill in this team. Probably 2D, and I would say probably network and architecture. These are less important for the operating system. And then for service, probably not necessary, but I'll go support here. They probably won't get any points in that anyway. You guys are working 8 to 5 as well. Okay, so 16% cohesion is what they start with. CharOS has 22 people in it. And so what we want for CharOS is, of course, to have a project. So let's take a look at this office. Not this one, this one. So the first thing to do, I think, here in this case is to redirect this door. This is a pretty big office. I'm not sure I need a double door, but I'm going to do it anyway. So there's a double door here. So to get to this office, you'll come out, go down the hall, and walk through the double door right away. And this is just a big office with a bunch of, full-size windows on that side. That looks neat. Also, I had another idea of something that might look neat. And just now thinking of this, and I think it might look neat. Let's try this out. Give the lawyers something to look at. I'm gonna go like this. Yeah. Then like this. See, I think that is kind of neat. It said there's a lot of computers in this room. You didn't say that before. Is the Windows doing that? Might be air quality. I don't know about that. Maybe more suits needs less computers. A lot of computers. What is there? 16. There's 16 desks here. And more suits has 13 people. So if I remove a computer, it wouldn't be a big deal, right? So go in. Since everybody has a shield against this, we could go in and have a water cooler positioned in this room as well. I think somebody else was saying that I could rotate against, like, without, I have like free rotation. Oh, if I hold left mouse, that's what it was. Yeah. So if I hold left mouse with Alt, I get free rotation, which is something that it is in the tooltips. I just missed it until somebody pointed it out. So we can go something like that. So now there's a place for them to hang out in here. Wow, it's still saying there's not enough ventilation. I must have just removed it. I removed all that stuff. Oh, because I had the vents. They were underneath. Yeah, I remember that. I put it under the desks. Well, now I've got that. So for this office, I know, bad call center, right? Again, you want to tell me how to make these offices really attractive without them complaining about noise? Be my guest, but that's kind of how things work in this game. All right, we're going to put a wall right through here. And then we're going to have a double glass door here. And I'm going to put another double glass door. So it's going to be a single door on this side, I guess. Yeah, single door on this side here. So this is going to be the room for Char OS. And then here is going to be a meeting room. All right. And this is a meeting room exclusively for Char OS. So we're going to have this be switch team. This is going to be Char OS, pass through as well. And then also here, Char OS. Now, this is even if their team isn't allowed. Okay, no, sorry. So this is not pass through. This is Char OS and then not pass through Char OS. Yeah. So if they have a meeting, they should go in here, right? And then we could add another door, I guess, on this side. Typically, the meeting would be, I guess, enclosed doors, wouldn't it? I don't know if you'd have a glass. I mean, whatever. They're up in the high floors here, right? But now you have like this meeting room at the top here, which I think looks pretty nice. Yeah. Now, I got a couple of pictures, a couple of new pictures anyway, that I've added. The notorious and famous, to the extent that people watched my live streams 8 years ago, the famous dog portrait has now been added as an actual file in the game. You have now the dog portrait here, and then that should have a dark frame. So we should have the portrait with a dark frame. There it is. Actually should be black. I'm looking at it right now. It should be black. Black frame. There it is. You now have the dog portrait. This will be the one-of-one dog portrait is in the meeting room of the operating system team. There you go. We also have a couple of other ones that have been sent to me by Winnie, and I wanted to put those in the game too. So Winnie sent me, this is a rendering that he has for a tattoo that I believe he got. So there it is, or at least the first draft for it. Looks really cool. So thank you for sending that to me. We'll put that right here in the operating system room. And then over here on this side, we need to have at least one founder in the room. And it's going to be there. It's going to be right there. So on this side, we're going to make this a solid wall, and this goes away. So this room now is accessible by this door, and then this door. This is just glass, so people can see inside. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but I just felt like I was going to put that there. And then what I was going to do here, okay, is do the full length glass. Actually, let's do the full thing here. Let's do it this way. I'm going to go like that with it, and then like that with it. So this is like just a full-on glass meeting room. People can see what's going on inside, right? You've seen this. These are pretty typical office meeting rooms, right? Just go through your cubicle, go into here, big glass room. Loving it. So I like that. We're going to keep that. And we just do this. It could look cool. Smoke detector. There. So that could look nice, right? Just everybody's sort of in there. Look, the chop operating system room is a little bit open. I like that. Now it's complaining that there are too many computers in the room. I wish it wasn't doing that, because that makes me think that I've got too many computers in the room, you know? It's crazy how that works. So there's 24 in here. I don't really want to take any more out. I like the 24 that are here. The only thing I could think of is moving this wall back. And then the meeting room ends up being kind of crowded, but I mean, it's a small meeting room and maybe it'll be okay. Let me see if it complains. I don't want it to complain about this. So I'm going to remove this, and then we're just going to really quickly, just to see what it does. So you're still, oh, now it's complaining about the trash cans. Let me see if it complains after I place the trash cans. It's not complaining anymore about there being too many computers. So I think I'm going to leave it like this instead. So we're going to do CharOS as the door here on that side like that. And then this is the meeting room door. But like now it's, you know, really crowded in here. And I didn't want that. Maybe there's a compromise. All right, this doesn't look quite as crowded. So I'm going to run with this instead. It looks there's a little bit of room in here. And I actually have, I guess, a little bit more room. We're going to go about this far and then over like so. So that gets us in here. And then what we can do is we can place the large windows here like this. And we can get the large windows over here. And I guess what we'll do is we'll have one door on this side that lets them in on that side. So I have added 4 additional desks in this room. I now have 28 computers in this room. And I think I might eliminate these. I think I might move these over just a tad bit. Like if I go like this and maybe just scooch them a little bit more off the grid to here. Yeah, we just need to make these grids smaller. So I'm going to go here and then that's going to be the new door. So CharOS is right there. And then we've got this one, which is the meeting room, but we're just going to put it as CharOS anyway. So we got our meeting room over here like this instead. And then we just go, I guess, like this. Right? So they're like right next to the meeting room. Take the dog portrait, bring that over into this room like this. Give these guys a clock. Yeah, something along these lines, I think, is where we need to be here. This is off the grid. Yeah, it's not precise on the grid, so I'll have to move these desks too, but I think we're pretty close here. And then the meeting room is accessible, I think, only from within this office. I feel like you probably should have a way out on this side too, you know? It looks pretty good. I think it does anyway. This back wall here probably needs a little bit of an adjustment. Maybe we make this, oh, not that. We can make it the same color as this, man, like, yeah, CharOS, right? What do we do? Maybe a blue? So now CharOS, the team for CharOS can come up here and begin working in this room, which I am now going to also change the construction materials. Let's get the interior to be looking a little bit better. Let's have you be, I want a slightly different color than that, but we'll work on that later. Floor, let's get you something like, nah. Wish I had better color options on this thing. Well, I have infinite color options, right? It's just the presets. I wish I had better presets. All right, so I'm looking through the potential leads for this, and I think Grace Romero is going to be the lead designer for CharOS, at least our beginning CharOS team. So if I take a look at my teams, there's 22 in here, of course. If I go to employees, Grace Romero has a 72 to 100 ratio or range here, which is pretty good. There's no operating system bar. If I was to go here to Valeria Gardner, that was who I was originally going to pick because their operating bar is full. But I kind of want to see what Grace is up to here. This looks pretty good. So I kind of want to check that out first. So we're going to do that first. So this is the team, right? So let's go in and get that started. So develop, we're going to say CharOS. Like that, and obviously for computer in this case, and we're gonna have a new framework. We're gonna call this the CharOS framework. Okay, and then for the operating system, if I go ahead and analyze, they want this mix. So what I've decided to do is give them file encryption and user accounts. That takes care of their security that they want. Custom themes actually works better than themes, interestingly enough. So if I go themes here, I don't quite hit the mark, but if I go custom themes, that's a level 2 thing. It brings them up. And that's great. Networking, we can keep everything off. I would like an app store. I think that's probably pretty good. But we get the bandwidth requirements on that. It's going to end up being more expensive to do that. And it's just introducing waste at the moment. So we're going to pass on the app store for now. And then game support is where I really care about, right? Because I'm making more games. So I'm clicking every single available game support feature. That's going to be like the hallmark push for my operating system is that we are the best operating system for gaming, okay? And then when 2000 rolls around, we're gonna get HAGs. That's hardware based acceleration, right? For the GPUs. And then this is 4 years away. So that takes us to 1999. In 2000, we can grab this and start CharOS 2. So that's a really great like lineup for that. So I want to keep the ETA to about 4 years. And if I start adding things, I get 5 years. I get 5 years. I get 5 years. So I think I'm good here with just the 4-year cycle on this. And then, competition's over here. We're way over here, but this is what the market wants. The market wants more customization and more security. So that's where we're on right there. So only 22% waste on this. If I auto balance it, it's not a big deal. I'm going to go and have it balanced here. It's okay. It's the same features anyway, right? Now, I was going to have Valeria Gardner go in. I don't know if this is better or worse. Like, I don't know what the best decision is here for this because so Valeria Gardner is 63 to 96. There's a non-zero chance that this person is just ordinary, right? That this range actually gets isolated on the low end. What I'd like to do instead, I think, is to have Grace Romero do this. Now, they don't have any experience in operating system like Valeria does, but their range is almost certainly inspiring. They might even be visionary here. So I think I want to see what this 72 to 100 person can do. We're getting a little bit of a good tech bump here with all this stuff. We are going to have to pay a little bit of a royalty on the 2.4% here. And then I don't know about hardware in terms of like which hardware is going to run our operating system. I'm not sure how the game models that yet because I don't remember. But if we got to design our own hardware for it, then so be it. If we got to do it, then we got to do it. So we got our main SCM that's going to control this. And there is a lot of bandwidth that's going to come from that. Our operating system is marketed for $132 is what it says here. I'm going to make the price $120 because by the time it comes out, it's going to be a little bit behind. So, whatever, it's going to be there. And then, Grace Romero is going to take this. No publisher, of course. We just developed this like this. Look at this. Like, we're very high on architecture for this. So I need more architecture people. And I also need more coders. So I have 17 programmers. I need 20. So time to develop. And we'll get them to work developing our next operating system, or I guess our first operating system, right? And then I need better coders. Architecture seems to be something that is a pretty big deal for me. So, okay, we're making an operating system, guys. This is a big project. Let's put this Meadows Rift. We want to have that be, I guess we'll just leave it at the bottom for now, This thing is going to move to the top. All this stuff is being designed at the same time. Pearl needs to have its update, and every team on this? I don't think every team on this. I think only core are on the updates. First, future. Did I get that already? I don't think I got that already, right? Okay, I did Meadows Rift first, right. This video has been like a couple hours for me. It's a very busy day. It's like I just keep getting pulled away from the computer for seemingly no reason. Once again, we're using the Char Adventure framework for this. And we're selecting every single feature that is blue. Missing the 2D level artist. I'm not missing anyone in this. I have to choose the right team though. Let's go to 1B and 1B. Where is it? Yeah, right here. Okay. So for 1B, the lead designer for this area is Remington Harper. 66 to 100 on his creativity. Doesn't have anything with games yet, but we're going to work on that. And actually, man, you have some operating system experience. It could have went with you. That might have been all right, but too bad. We're missing a level 2 architecture person. So we kind of need that because otherwise I can't do these features here. So this 1B team, we need a level 2 architecture artist. We need the operating system. That's going to be FreeDOS because right now that's 4 million people and develop. Yeah. I don't think I'm missing anything. Oh, the game's price. Let's do $60 for that. First future. Develop. So what have we done today? Oh my God. Started like three major things, right? We started Meadows Rift, started First Future, started Char OS, porting our new TrueSight and Pearl, one of which I paid a lawsuit to get out early so I could start this development now. And then on top of that, we graduated Char Engine into development, so it's no longer in design phase. Our Frozen Lands expansion pack can probably not be iterated anymore. We can probably develop that now. Get that team going on it. We have a lot of bugs and stuff to fix, so we're going to keep working on that. But the last thing I want to do for this video is my elevators, right? I wanted to move my elevators. I said this, I was going to do this. So this is a little bit of a, well, I want to say it's a tough project, but it may not be as tough as I think it is. So I think the main thing to do here is that we want to basically put everything into a storage. You can't put the elevators in storage, but everything in all of the elevator rooms need to go in storage. I think that's kind of everything. I'm not sure how you got on the floor. The founder got knocked off the wall. Somebody was pissed. Probably Amy's office. She's mad at me. I almost got her killed in XCOM 2. All right. Anyway, so right here is the problem. This door is in a really inconvenient spot. And I think this office needs to be in a different shape because of that. So we're going to be in this really weird situation where there's 21 computers in here. And 1A has 20 people. That's good, actually. So if I was to kick one of these computers out, it shouldn't disrupt much. Dog portrait, move it this way. Oh, that's not the dog portrait. It's just a dog portrait. The dog portrait is, well, much more identifiable, much more famous. So now we're going to take this room. We're going to copy it. We're going to switch it, flip it over. Then we need to go up to the next floor and go bop. Yep. And then up to the next floor. Go bop, bop, bop. Okay. There's our elevators. Now we just need to move these ones to this wall. And again, it requires a little bit of juggling here. But let's just take some of these things off the wall. Now I can go ahead and add my elevators like this. And now nobody is waiting for an elevator. We have 4 elevators all the way up the middle of the building now. Okay. So as we do that, the final step then, and what I was planning to do is, again, we're intentionally doing it with the frames because I like the way it looks. Put this light for now over here. There we go. And also now I have to do it with this because it will match. Oh yeah, I have all these things to do. Oh no. Yeah. So I have a lot less wall decorations now in the elevator area, but they're very consistent. The Hot Tips logo is on the south side of the building and the new logo on the north side. So people, if they're not willing to read, they can at least see that logo. Well, tell them where that is. All right. All right. So smoke detector and sprinkler in every room, lights in every room. And that's kind of it. There isn't a whole lot of wall decorations in there aside from that, with the exception of the cafeteria room. It's a little bit different in the cafeteria because we got this. I wanted it to be the same as the other side. So on the 3rd floor, that is like that. Basically, the cafeteria room has the logo, okay? And that's where we're going with that. And that's putting my foot down. That's where it is. Now, this one is a logo on this side of this wall because this is where the Skyway is. So people come through here and they're like, okay, cool. I'm in the building. Cool. Welcome to our company, right? Proceed to the elevators if you want to get to the rest of the company, that kind of thing, right? So I like that. And then we got all the space over here still, but I think they can get around pretty well here. And then what I've done, because the walls happen to line up, not intentionally, I just noticed that they do, this elevator here goes down one more floor to the basement. So you can get to the server room with the elevators now. You don't have to take the stairs. And this is just going to open you up into this big area with vapor. But now you can go into the vapor room and get to the rest of everything if you want to as well. And I maybe just for the role play element of it, we should add another door. Maybe right here. Be all right. And then this is just the rest of the hall. I don't have it labeled or anything. Just allows you to go out to the hallway, right? Now, I don't like this. This part here kind of annoys me. But the way the doors are lining up on all the floors for the elevators are on this side now instead of this side. So I had to do something interesting here. I'm thinking, though, maybe for this, what I might do, and it's kind of just because this is open, it's not really inspired by anything. But if I look over at, say, this little angled wall here, this little angled wall here, we do have some precedence for the design having angled walls. And this whole thing is all screwed up in design anyway. So what I thought we might do is if I come over I could just eliminate. I don't want to eliminate the whole wall, though. I don't want to do that. Can we go... Let's do this. If I do that, can I eliminate just that part? Yeah, like that. And then I want to take from this corner, come out one. Oh, it has to be at least one, because of course it does. Hang on, it's not. There's not a whole one. Let's go down a couple grades here on the half step there. We'll take and go just a little bit further than one. It says this is one, but then this should be one. There we go. And then I want to come all the way over and maybe be like here. Maybe here instead. Just a different angle. I mean, I don't know if it looks great. It might look absolutely terrible to like all of you. But I'm going to do it here anyway. We're going to get this done. And this is going to be labeled as Adventure 1A, right? So we go ADV 1A. Over here is ADV 1B. Okay. I think I'm done messing with that now. We're going to reject... actually, we could do the office software. That's fine. As long as they're not anything that competes with us. And so right now, that's basically office software. And I think office software is probably something that we'll never touch. I'm probably never going to make any. Unless there is some reason, right? I'm not going to enter a market unless there's some kind of precedence or, reason for it. What is this? Not accessible from outside. Please connect to doors. Oh, right. The door used to be here and now it's not. Yeah, okay. I don't really need it to be accessible, but okay. And that kind of goes for all these offices. So just making sure. We had solid walls behind this the whole way except for here and then here. And that's fine because the operating system room now has its own little thing. And I think that's working out pretty well, to be honest. And then as we get to 1995, you know what that means. Yeah, I hope you know. I hope you know what that means. Let's get all of our research teams off of this. They are no longer welcome in that room. All of the research teams. Let's go back to these guys. They should have no tasks right now. So let's take away all of their tasks. You've been helping with the design on those other games, and that's cool. Actually, I should probably make this like a green. This is a nighttime green though, right? So we should make it like a dark green. Yeah. And then this is the network. We should be more of a dark purple. Right? Got to calm it down there. Tasks. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. So they have nothing to do until we get to 12 a.m. and you now have something to do. Stop, pause, let's assess. January 1995. Here's a couple of things we want to take care of right away. Every single floor, every single room, we are going to upgrade, if you could call it such a thing, to laptops. Now, it says the laptops use less power. I originally looked at that as they are not as powerful of systems, so they will be, a little bit slower. But we get a penalty for using old stuff. So this is a new thing. Laptops for everybody. And I think that every single office is going to like having laptops. So let's go ahead and do that. We're making major modifications to our workspaces today in this video. Major improvements, some would say, major improvements. Let's go ahead and replace all of these. I do wish I could select multiple rooms at a time. Can I select the entire floor? Like it says furniture and selected rooms. If I do that, and then can I hold this? No. No, you can only do one at a time. Okay. Well, that's what we'll do then. Okay, so I got every computer upgraded in the office, but I accidentally clicked this. And I got paid $96 for clicking this tree. This is the money tree, guys. The money tree. Yeah. We have $114 in there now. I clicked it once, got some money, click it again, got some more money. All of my money trees have grown money. Isn't that wonderful? So I can click them and get paid, I guess. All right, let's take a look at it. So down in my accounting tab, I now have $2,000 in my offshore account. So what I can do is I can use my accountants to obtain rare metals and stuff. And so like right now, here's the price movements on things. I think silver is probably going to start working its way up at this point. So if I want, I can have my accountants attempt to acquire some silver, and I can maybe say $9 million worth of silver, for example. And then when I sell the precious metals, it goes into my offshore account, which I can then funnel into actions, let's say. I can do distributed denials of service against the servers of my opponents. I can do some corporate espionage, find out the latest tech, circumventing research processes. Not that I need to do that because I'm gonna be the one ahead. I wonder if there's a way to defend against my competitors doing this. Maybe the competitors don't do this. Maybe the AI doesn't touch these things. I don't know. Pay off employees if I want someone to quit instead of me firing them. Maybe they have, like 500 friends in the office and firing them would be a problem. I could just pay them 200 grand to leave amicably, avoid the negative consequences. And then there's the black market thing too. $50,000. I don't know what the percentages are. I've never used these before. I'm going to say maybe these are the percentages that I get caught maybe, or the percentage of failure maybe. I don't know. They're red at the moment and they go up. They're higher percentages at the top. So maybe these are, I don't know, maybe these are like chances of success or failure. I don't know. Anyway, so I clicked the tree and it gave me money. But I have all of these are upgraded now. So if we go to the daytime, all of the offices except this one, I had to miss one, right? That's why I'm stalling. Just make sure I get them all there. So the next thing, obviously, is research. System research. We want to go ahead and start 1995. And obviously, we're going to do that with the system research teams. There you go. You got something to do now. We can go in and get 3D. It's actually started already here. CI Games is trying to get the 1995 one already. It's on the list. They're going to get it in Q2. Unfortunately for them, I get it in February. Because I'm much faster than you. So once we get those, I think we go after audio next, because this is going to Q5. Dropbox is trying to get this quick. Nobody's after 2D yet. And network. Yeah, we got 2 people going after network here. So I may not get all these patents here unless I invest additional funds into additional teams, right? So perhaps the system team, being 26 computers and all, maybe we can copy that. This is the suits. Where's my other office? This is my other research office with 28 computers. Let's go 26. So take this office right here. And if we just copy it, let's say like this. I almost want to mirror it so that the door's on the other side. I should put the door on this side and we'll see if this messes up the windows and then we'll fix it. I mean, it probably does. It looks like it messes up all the computers because like the computers are on the tables, but the tables get mirrored. So it like just doesn't work that way. So you have to kind of swap it. And yeah, even then it doesn't. Yeah, I'm going to have to figure out which direction this goes right here. So if I take and go designer, nothing else, high, filter provide compatibility, we'll just go 3D network for now, but I want to target architecture and audio. I think those are the 2 that really matter here that I don't have yet. So we'll do an applicant search for those. And then we're going to make a new team, of course, called R audio. Let's go audio arc. I'm not typing architecture. Arc is fine. I'm not typing it because it's long and I've probably gonna mistype it right now without looking at the word. We don't want any exclusive leads. You're not even that good at it, so goodbye. Any other exclusive leads in this list before I accidentally click you? Anyone want any nefarious things like big? Non-binding contract doesn't bother me too much right now. Medium salary people. I mean, they're not great developers, but they have the stars. And that's all that matters is that you have the right stars. Audio and architecture. I think that's it. If you have both of those things, I'm just going to get you on this team. Okay, so audio arc is going to go after this. So at least we get a start on it, right? Audio arc, R audio arc. It's R audio arc. There. So we at least get a start on it. Other teams can pitch in and help later, but at least we have a start on it, right? And then this is going to be the audio arc team. Right in here. Yep. And then we'll get a night version of that too, because we can. That way we work all through the night. Cool. I think I've taken up as much of your time as I should for this video, but look, we are doing so many things now, right? I mean, this is going really good. I'm having such a blast. I hope you guys are too. Thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you in the next one where we are probably going to be capturing the technological advancements of the world once more. Okay? Bye-bye.